In the heart of Rome, beneath the ancient earth, a treasure lay hidden for centuries. Then, in the year 1634, a remarkable discovery was made during the restoration of a church at the foot of the Capitoline Hill. Workers unearthed the intact relics of a long-forgotten martyr, a young woman whose story of faith and courage was about to be reborn. This was Saint Martina, a Roman virgin and martyr who would soon be declared a patron saint of the eternal city itself. Her rediscovery sparked a wave of devotion that swept through Rome, inspiring one of the greatest popes and artists of the Baroque era. But who was this woman, and why did her story, silenced for over 1,000 years, suddenly resonate so powerfully with the heart of the Church? Join us as we uncover the extraordinary life, brutal trials, and enduring legacy of Saint Martina, a beacon of unwavering faith in the face of imperial power. Saint Martina was born into the highest echelons of Roman society in the early 3rd century. Her father was a respected consul, and she was heir to immense wealth and a prestigious family name. From her earliest years, she was surrounded by the opulence and power of the Roman elite. Yet her heart was not captured by worldly riches or social status. In a city where the old gods still held sway, Martina's parents had embraced the Christian faith in secret, raising their daughter in the teachings of Jesus Christ. This foundation of faith became the bedrock of her entire existence. When her parents passed away while she was still young, Martina inherited their vast fortune. But instead of indulging in the luxuries her position afforded, she made a radical choice. She saw her wealth not as a means for personal comfort, but as a gift from God to be used for His purposes. She began to systematically distribute her entire inheritance to the poor, the widows, and the orphans of Rome, living a life of simplicity, prayer, and selfless charity. She found true joy not in gold, but in service. While the world around her pursued power and pleasure, Martina secretly dedicated her life and her virginity to Christ, preparing her soul for a destiny she could not have foreseen, one that would pit her quiet faith against the might of the Roman Empire. The year is 228 AD. The Roman Empire is under the rule of Emperor Alexander Severus. While history sometimes portrays him as more tolerant of Christians than his predecessors, the reality on the ground was often different. Local officials and a populace deeply devoted to the pagan gods could be merciless. It was in this tense atmosphere that Martina's acts of Christian charity and her refusal to participate in public pagan rituals brought her to the attention of the authorities. She was arrested and dragged before the emperor himself. The charge was simple: being a Christian and refusing to honor the gods of Rome. Alexander Severus, perhaps seeing her noble birth and youthful beauty, initially tried persuasion. He offered her riches, a noble marriage, anything she could desire, if she would simply offer a pinch of incense to a statue of Apollo. He urged her to renounce this superstition and embrace the traditions of her ancestors. But Martina's resolve was absolute. Standing before the most powerful man in the world, she calmly and firmly refused. She declared that her heart belonged to one Lord alone, Jesus Christ, and that she would never betray him by worshipping false idols made of stone and metal. Her courageous defiance, her complete lack of fear in the face of imperial authority, stunned the court. The emperor's initial attempts at persuasion quickly turned to frustration and then to rage. The trial was over. The ordeal was about to begin. Angered by her defiance, Emperor Alexander Severus ordered Martina to be taken to the Temple of Apollo. He believed that the sheer majesty of the pagan sanctuary would intimidate her into submission. But as she was forced into the temple, Martina did not cower. Instead, she made the sign of the cross and prayed fervently. According to the ancient accounts, a powerful earthquake suddenly shook the temple to its foundations. The magnificent statue of Apollo, the object of imperial worship, crashed to the floor and shattered into dust. Simultaneously, a fire erupted from the heavens, consuming parts of the temple and striking down the pagan priests who stood nearby. The onlookers were terrified, but Martina was unharmed. Enraged, the emperor subjected her to a series of horrific tortures. She was scourged with iron hooks that tore her flesh, yet she prayed. And her wounds were said to be miraculously healed by angels who appeared to comfort her. They tried to burn her at the stake, but the flames would not touch her, instead turning back on her executioners. In a final, desperate attempt, she was thrown into the amphitheater to be devoured by wild beasts. A hungry lion was released into the arena, but instead of attacking her, the great beast is said to have approached her gently and laid its head in her lap, becoming as docile as a lamb. The crowds, witnessing one miracle after another, were stunned. Some cried out that the God of the Christians was the one true God. The emperor, seeing his powerlessness and fearing a public conversion, knew there was only one way to silence her. He ordered her to be taken outside the city walls. There, away from the miraculous events that had protected her, Saint Martina was executed by beheading. She finally achieved the martyr's crown she had so bravely sought, sealing her testimony not with incense to a false god, but with her own blood for the one true king. For centuries, the memory of Saint Martina faded, her church falling into disrepair. But her story was not over. In 1634, Pope Urban VIII, a powerful and devout leader of the Counter-Reformation, ordered the church to be rebuilt. It was during this excavation that her relics were found, perfectly preserved. The discovery was seen as a divine sign. Pope Urban VIII was overcome with joy and composed hymns in her honor. He saw in Martina a perfect model of Catholic faith and fortitude, a symbol of the Church's triumph over heresy and its renewed spiritual vigor. He commissioned the brilliant Baroque architect Pietro da Cortona to design a magnificent new church to house her remains, the Church of Santi Luca e Martina. Cortona, deeply moved by the saint's story, poured his genius into the project, creating one of the masterpieces of Roman Baroque architecture. The art and architecture inspired by her rediscovery helped to visually define an entire era of Catholic revival. Today, Saint Martina's legacy is more than just a beautiful church or a historical tale. She is a powerful reminder that true strength is not found in earthly power or wealth, but in unwavering faith. Her story teaches us that, even in the face of overwhelming pressure, one person filled with the love of Christ can stand firm and change the world. She reminds us that courage is not the absence of fear, but faith in the presence of it. The young Roman noblewoman who gave away her fortune for the poor and her life for Christ continues to inspire us, a timeless testament to the power of a faith that can move mountains, shatter idols, and conquer even the Roman Empire. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the life of Saint Martina. If her story of courage and faith has inspired you, please like this video and subscribe for more stories of the saints. May her example encourage us all to live our faith boldly.